Hi, Sagittarius. It's Lynn from Tinker Tarot, and I'm here to do your March 2018 reading. I wanted to say thank you to everybody for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I really appreciate all your views and all your comments, too. I really like reading them, and it's very flattering. I like that you like it. Excuse me, something on my mouth. I want to mention that March is the sugar moon here in Canada, and the sugar moon is about going into the sugar bush where all the maple trees are, and we tap the trees for their sap, and then that's called the sweet water, and we turn that into maple syrup. And we have a lot of festivals to celebrate that because it's our first nourishment after the winter. And in the spring, it's our first nourishment. So we have a lot of celebrations for that here. I also want to say that March is welcomes the spring, of course. The equinox on the 21st, the first day of spring, and spring brings renewal. You know, out of the dead rises new birth. And the winter is the dead time, you know, everything goes and hibernates and rests, and then it wakes up and it comes back to life in the spring. And that's what we're doing. We're all coming back to life. We're coming out of the cabins. We're socializing. We're feeling good again. We have a spring in our step sort of thing. The juices are flowing. And also, March is St. Patty's Day, March 17th. So I wanted to say happy St. Patty's Day to any of my Irish viewers. And I'm going to get started with your message now, Sagittarius. I hope this message is for you. So I have pre-shuffled them, but I'm going to shuffle some more. And what messages are for Sagittarius for March 2018, Sagittarius, March 2018, Sagittarius, March. Yeah, they're ready. They're ready to just jump right out if I don't stop shuffling. All right, your first card is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is of course about the first feelings of love, a burst of emotion. That's what the Ace of Cups is. A burst of emotion that can stand the test of time. Okay, and this is a huge cup. You're really feeling something here. Now, this could be with a lover, but it also could be with a family member or a friend. You know, you might have met someone you really click with, or it's a renewed relationship with a family member, but it looks really great. Your next card is the World, and the World is about coming full circle. You've come full circle on this journey, and you're ready to begin a new one. You're ready for change. You're ready for a new cycle. You know, often this is where the Fool comes in, because the Fool is someone who's ready to step out on a new journey, not knowing where that will take them. And in the Gilded Tarot, the universe, you know, you see her chest is right out like a sprinter, you know, on the track. She's reaching with her heart chakra. She's got it right out there. And, you know, you can see how powerful she feels. Often when we've come through a process, a life lesson, something we've had to go through, we come through feeling a lot more powerful because you've done the work and you've evolved from it. You know, it's often challenging work we have to do. It's not just all easy stuff. And I don't think you're in a big hurry to surge forward, but you feel really powerful with what you've been able to accomplish, what you've been able to do on this journey, on this path, on that path that you are on. Okay? Judgment. Okay? You're being called to do something now. This is a calling. This could be a life calling, actually. And this is all in your past energy. So this may have happened already. And, sometimes a life calling doesn't come in, like Publishers Clearinghouse knocking on your door with the parade and everything. It sometimes is a subtle nudge telling you this is the right way. This is what you were meant to do. Okay? So, this is actually really exciting, because a lot of times we follow things because it's what we should do. And sometimes we don't believe that we could do what we enjoy doing because we're thinking, oh, geez, people will never want that, like it's, and they do, they do. What you have to offer, you have something to offer that is valuable to others, and you are being called to take that upon yourself. You're being called to do it, to follow it. It's kind of if you build it, they will come. Okay. And then you have the Ace of Swords. So there is, the truth is out. In this Gilded Tarot, the Ace of Swords says the truth is out. The sword is out of the sheath. And you know. It may bring some conflict with it, but also the sword is pointing down. It's not in an attack position. It's not up and being pointed in an attack position. It's simply the truth is out about something here. Talk about major changes. You have an ace, you have bookend aces surrounding these two major arcana cards, the World and then Judgment, and then another ace. Like, you are definitely being called to do this. This is important. This is important. And there's a gift. You have a gift and you're going to be offered a gift. I think you have a gift. And here is the Emperor and your final card for your past energy, Sagittarius. The Emperor, he's the matriarch. Not the matriarch, sorry, the patriarch, okay? The Emperor is the patriarch. He's the father. He's the top of the food chain, the top of the family. And he is because he has all the life experiences and knowledge to make the proper decisions for the good of everyone, okay? You have the knowledge for the good of everyone. You've reached this plateau now, and it's time for you to be the teacher, to pass on the teaching, to share your knowledge, because you are the patriarch. You're at the top. And the emperor knows about all things. He's got experience in all things, and see how high he is above everybody else. Like, his wisdom and knowledge is valued. Okay. And that's where you are right in your past energy, Sagittarius. So you've got a calling here. You're being called to do something because of your knowledge and experience and what you have to offer, what you have to share and pass on and teach. We all have a story to tell. I once heard Bill Clinton on a talk show, and he was promoting his biography, and he said that every single person in the world has a story to tell. We all want to know where we come from, who we are, and that starts with your parents and their parents. And if we only knew their stories, all the stories of the people in the family and the people before us, our ancestors, imagine that. So you have something to share with the world, or with others. You have something to share with others. You have something to show them, to tell them, to pass on. Okay. The first card in your present energy is the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is something has been lost, like in a relationship. 3 of the cups are turned over, and the liquid, the wine, is spilled. But 5 of them are still standing upright. But you don't even notice them because you're already have one foot on a new path. You're ready to walk away. But I can see that your eye is still looking back. You're looking back, and you can't quite go yet, or they can't quite go. And that's because there's still 5 cups standing here. There's more going for this relationship than there is not going for it. There's more pros than there is cons. And maybe you just need to find a different way to resolve these issues, or and communication is always the way. Talking about it, there's more than one right answer to a problem too. There's more than one one white solution to a problem. So I don't think you want to leave, or I don't think they want to leave. They don't really want to, but they're worried that these issues are too big, are important, and they're worried about staying because I think, or you're worried about staying because you don't know. It's only 3 cups spilled over, but they're important cups. Each of those cups represents something important to us that we want in relationships, and you're worried, geez, I've got to deal with this. Oh, geez, now they're not working. Oh, geez, now they've got health problems, or maybe it was a lie, So there's some issues there, but I think that there's solutions too. Okay. And here you are in your mental prison. This is a mental prison. It's not a physical prison. It's a mental prison. So you can't get out of your head. This is going around and around in your head like a gerbil on a cage, on a wheel. And sitting there with the blinders on isn't helping in any way. I'm thinking that I think that there's shared responsibility with the issues in this relationship. I think you have some, and I think your partner has some. And I think that one of them is you kind of want to be there. You don't want to look at this issue. You don't want to deal with it. You don't, but you could stand up, shed the chains, shed the blindfold, and walk out anytime. And you can kind of see what the truth is, because this is a sheer blindfold. It's illuminated even, and it's just like soft white. And there's a certain innocence to this, Also, I just got a thing like, don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. Things may be going wrong, but pick yourself up, stand up, dust yourself off, and try again. You can't deal with things with the blinders on. So this is, and Sagittarius, this. You're not one to stay down for long. Okay, so this is kind of where you need to pick up your boots a little bit, and face this thing, because it's fear that you have built up around you. You've got this, it's not just a mental prison, it's a cage. And you've got it around you, and you've got the swords just enough apart to let people know, you're not really welcome. You can look at me and we can communicate, but it's not a welcoming place. It's you like those swords right now because you feel they're protecting you, and without them you'd feel vulnerable, but that's where you're blinded. That's where you're blinded. That's what I say. Okay, your next card is the Hangman. And the Hangman, just put it up there. You see, he's suspended. He's suspended from this rod, and he's kind of loosely chained there. He's kind of trying to get up in the upright, but he can't. It's hard to when you're dangling, when you're hanging somewhere, and he feels in a rut. So you feel in a rut here. And it's you keeping you here. It's you keeping you here, because I think you're ready to, you've been called. You've been called for what you need to do. And it's just get your motor running. You got to get your motor running. And, you feel in this rut, though, I think you have limited energy right now for things. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You have limited energy. And it's kind of like cramming. You're going to cram. You're going to wait till the last minute and then, pull it off when you have to. But you don't have your full oomph back, your full chutzpah. I'm not Jewish, but I don't even know what that vavoom. You don't have your full vavoom back. But look at here, the Star. What a fabulous card. So it looks like you're going to come out of that rut, because the Star is about presenting yourself naked under the full moon, and you're pouring your water out because you're trying to clear the murky water, okay? You're trying to see. You can see now. You're clearing it. I think you have decided to take the blinders off and present yourself vulnerable. Present yourself, and the nakedness it means to just have faith and open yourself up. Take away that wall around you and take a chance. Like, believe in something again, even when there's nothing that's saying believe. Okay, there is a time machine here. And not only are you having more clarity, you're able to see into the past and into the future now. There's something that you can see a lot clearer. And I get a feeling like you feel cleansed now. You feel cleansed. You were able to wash away the stuff that was keeping you in the mud, that was leaving you suspended. You were able to wash it off, to wipe it off you, and that's part of the cleansing here too. But like I said, with that time machine, it's not just the present that you can see. You are able to see you can see into the past, into things, or maybe something that has happened in the past that you didn't know. You knew about it, but you didn't know all the details. You didn't know everything. Like, when you grow up thinking, oh, your sister always hated you, and then one time you and your sister have a few drinks together and it comes up and she tells you, why she felt that way for a while, or why, and it comes out, and it's things that you never knew that they had to deal with. So your eyes are being open to things, is what I see. Your eyes are being open to things, and that gives you more clarity for the future too, about where you're going now. Okay. And you don't feel like you need that window dressing anymore. You don't need to appear to be like this or appear to be like that. With this clarity comes a belief in yourself. And like I said, a believing in the unknown. It's so nice. Such a nice card, really. And there's nothing like that feeling of having faith again. There's nothing like it. It feels wonderful. And here's the Ace of Pentacles. Another gift. This is the third ace now. Talk about new beginnings, Sagittarius. You got new beginnings coming all over. And this is financial new beginnings. You're able to start over. You are being given an opportunity. It's some sort of financial opportunity. Money is coming to you, okay? So, that the other thing this makes me think of is changing your stars, changing your start. You know, you may have been born one thing, but now you're being born another, reborn. You know what I mean? It's you're changing your stars. In your future or outcome energy is the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is heartbreak, okay? You're being stabbed. Knives are coming from every direction. And for Sagittarius, this is going to be really difficult. You know, I'm Sagittarius, so I know when you got knives coming at you, uh, it just, you know, you feel like you're being attacked. You feel like this is on purpose. It's not an accident. It's not an accident when they're coming from three different directions. And it's heartbreaking, you know. This is really heartbreaking. I'm sorry to hear that, Sagittarius, but this is in your future outcome energy. So, you know, it could be about 3 weeks, this heartbreak near the end of March. So next is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, like he is a knight, he is a champion, but he's a very slow-moving champion. He's you know, they want to be sure of something before they move ahead with it. They really check out their surroundings, the land ahead, you know, send a scout ahead, all that kind of thing before they're ready to move forward with their action. Knights are action-oriented. Excuse me. So this is a financial plan you have, and I think you're going to move ahead with it slowly. I don't think you're going to make any rash decisions financially is basically what this is saying, okay? The next card is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is the card of nightmares, and nightmares that are, you know, again, these swords are coming from every direction. Again, this is so heartbreaking. This is hurting you, and this is bothering you so much that you can't sleep. You're losing sleep. And, you know, it seems like a lot of things are coming together for you in your life, but you're still being racked by nightmares and anxiety, and you know, you're covering your heart chakra here. You're covering yourself, and you're trying to protect your heart. It looks like to me, you know, you're trying to protect your heart. And it's like you're being attacked in the night when you're vulnerable, when you can't even go to sleep, you know, because you may be attacked. You feel unprotected is what you feel like. And I think it's going to affect your decisions. You know, the owl is there, and the owl represents wise choices, wise, the owl observes the night, you know, the activity at night. And the owl is wise because the owl observes. The owl does not take action. The owl doesn't have an opinion. The owl just observes. You know, they watch. I think you're feeling, you know, that you can't trust anyone because these swords are coming from all directions. I think that I think you may realize there's been some sort of betrayal. Someone stabbed you in the back. I think it's come from somewhere you didn't expect, and that's why you feel so vulnerable, even in your home at night, where you should be feeling safe, and you don't. And it's not like you're going to be physically attacked, but it just feels awful. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I can see why you're so leery. You're just not trusting anybody, and this should be at a good time. You've just come in, you got all these aces, all these new beginnings happening. And here's the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a choice. You have two paths that you could go, and they're two completely different directions, okay? One, is flat, and it doesn't, it looks a lot easier, that's for sure. The other one looks way more challenging, but the message in this one for this reading I see are two completely opposite directions for you. And you really don't know which one you're going to go on, because in a way they both look equally inviting. You can't see where either one of these paths will take you. You can only see what you can see from here, where you're standing. But you can't see where the path ends, down in there. And I think either one, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. But it's like you want to know the future, like where will that path take me? But Sagittarius is very much, the wanderer, the gypsy, and ready to try that one. And I wouldn't be surprised if later on you try that one too. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. So part of me wonders if you're going to leave. If you're going to leave, if you're going to go on like a sabbatical. That's what it feels like to me. You're going to go on a sabbatical. And a sabbatical is like 6 months. You just disappear for 6 months. And, it's just something you have to do kind of thing. That's the feeling I get from it. And we'll see. And then there's the Tower. So, and this guy is falling out of the tower. He isn't jumping, and, there's been an explosion. Something has exploded open. The lid's been blown off of this, okay? It's funny how I said that way this time. The lid has been blown off. I think it's going to throw you for a loop, Don't forget who you are, Sagittarius. Like, this is just being like knocked down again, and here I go again. I'm going to have to dust myself off and get back up. Sagittarius are the kind of people that could lose everything, build it all back up again, lose it all again, start from scratch, build it all up again. That's the kind of people they are. Nothing holds them down for long. And I know this looks really crappy, but like I said, the lid is being blown off of this. And obviously this isn't your doing, because you got blown right out of there, You are trying to brace yourself after this. And you will. You will. And I have a feeling that's why you want to leave Dodge. You want to get out of Dodge because, you don't really want, I don't think you want to be around for the aftermath, for the cleanup, you know. I think you're done with cleanup. You're done with cleanup. So, somebody else can clean it up. So, I just think you're too vulnerable and you're too hurt to do that, you know. You're not in that space. You're like, what? 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 Man, I'm out of here. I am out of here. See ya. So, Sagittarius, on the whole, this is a really good reading because you have all these new beginnings. You know, you have 3 aces. Everything is coming forward for you. You're being offered 3 gifts. You have a calling, that you're being called to do something, and you definitely have something to offer here, and this is what you're being told. But some of your own fears are keeping you from moving ahead in the direction. But you know, you're going to clear this. You're going to see the light. Something's going to become clear for you, that you're going to able to, like, it's another lesson, and it's another thing you're going to be able to take with you and apply to your future, okay? And in your future, I think even though there's heartbreak and there's anxiety and possible backstabbing here, I think you still know your truth, you know? You know your truth, and that's why you're saying, no, that's not mine, and I'm out of here. I'm not sticking around for that. Sorry. So, because the tower will fall anyway. You know, the roof's going to come off anyway. So, and you know what? Maybe it's better that you're not around for it. Why should you be there to... You know, I get really strongly take the blame, be the scapegoat. Why should you be there to be the scapegoat? I'm really getting that strong. Okay. So, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I know it is real strong reading this month. But I think you're drawing your lines, you know. I think you're taking that sword and you are drawing your lines. So you are getting somewhere. You're on the right track. But it might be a little more of the challenging way, that, you know, that you end up taking, okay? So you can find me on Facebook at Tinker Tarot. I'm also building my website right now, tinkertarot.com. Now, it's still under construction because I have so much that I want to add to it and all these different sections, and I'm hoping to put in some templates that will be tools to help people help themselves in a way, to figure out better planning for themselves, whether it's finding balance or, you know, there's all different things that I'll be posting on there. So I'm really excited about it. And so it's going to grow over time. I'm not that tech savvy, so please be patient with me. It takes me a lot longer than it does the young folks. So I also want to say thank you very much for your donations. It's really very kind and very much appreciated. And there is one more thing I wanted to add. I've been meaning to add this to all the videos, but you know, I like the be kind message, be kind to someone, but I would like to add be kind to an elderly person. I find that they're really being forgotten about lately and not being treated fairly and even kind by the people that are supposed to be looking out for them, you know. So just saying, help an elder sometime if you can. All right. Thanks, everyone.